Hey, you know that annoying part after using AI, where you still have to turn the answer into a real file? Now Gemini can turn a prompt into real files like docs, sheets, PDFs, and even Markdown. So today I'm testing whether this update is actually useful for an AI creator workflow. I'll keep this focused with 3 practical examples. First, an AI update research brief that becomes a Google Doc and slide deck. Second, AI Fire video ideas that become a content calendar, a Google Sheet, and a dashboard. Third, YouTube performance data from Drive that becomes a PDF report with charts. Before the real demos, here's the main idea. Gemini is no longer limited to giving you text in a chat box. I'm asking it to create a simple Google Doc that maps what file types it can generate. This is the part that matters. The output is not just text. It becomes a file I can open. For creators, that can mean research briefs, content trackers, and project files. Now let's use a real AI Fire example instead of a random test prompt. I'm asking Gemini to research this file generation update and create a YouTube research brief for AI Fire. The prompt gives Gemini a clear structure: creator use cases, demo ideas, limitations, and so on. Instead of giving me a long chat answer, Gemini creates a structured Google Doc. This is already closer to a real YouTube workflow because the research brief can become the base for the outline and script. After the file is created, I want to polish it without rewriting everything manually. I asked Gemini to improve the title, shorten the intro, and add sections for screen recording moments and viewer takeaway. Sometimes Gemini shows accept and reject options. Sometimes it returns the rewrite in the side panel. Either way, the useful part is that the document keeps improving after it is created. Next, I'm turning the same research brief into a slide deck. I'm asking for 7 slides, 1 clear idea per slide, short text, and speaker notes. This is useful for planning a tutorial, a client explainer, or even the structure of the video itself. The first version is not final design, but it gives me a working slide structure very quickly. Now I'll clean up 1 slide instead of rebuilding the whole deck manually. I asked Gemini to improve the title, reduce the text, clean up the hierarchy, and suggest a simple visual direction. I would still polish the design, but this gives me a better starting point. By the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to AI Fire. We cover the most important AI updates every day. Our goal is simple: help you stay ahead without spending hours sorting through the noise. So hit subscribe, follow AI Fire, and keep your AI advantage growing. Now let's move from research into content planning. I uploaded a rough list of AI Fire video ideas, notes, and topic angles. Then I asked Gemini to create an Excel content planning file with columns that are useful for a creator workflow. The file includes video topic, working title, viewer pain point, demo needed, production status, and CTA angle. This is much more useful than a generic spreadsheet demo because it supports the actual video production process. From the same data, I can ask for different formats. Excel is useful for download. CSV is useful for imports. Google Sheets is better when the workflow stays inside Drive. Now the same content plan becomes editable and easier to collaborate on. If you don't have Gemini inside Sheets, you can still use the main Gemini chat. Just upload the file, then ask Gemini to organize the data. Here, I'm asking Gemini to group videos by category, count production status, find top priority ideas, and list videos that need screen recording. So even without the sheet sidebar, I can turn a flat content calendar into a cleaner review table. After the data is organized, I can make it easier to understand visually. I ask Gemini to create a canvas dashboard from the AI Fire content calendar. Now I can see the pipeline at a glance: total ideas, production status, categories, and what to work on next. The next demo is the strongest one for Workspace. I already have a Google Sheet in Drive named AI Fire YouTube Performance. I asked Gemini to find that sheet and create a PDF report from it. The report needs top videos, subscriber gain, average CTR, retention, charts, and recommendations. Now Gemini is using a file where the work already lives and turning it into a shareable report. I like adding a data to verify section because any AI-generated report with numbers should still be checked. Gemini can also create Markdown files. This is useful for SOPs, prompt libraries, README files, or instructions for other AI tools. For AI Fire, I can ask for a Markdown SOP that explains how to turn a new AI update into a YouTube video workflow. Gemini can also create multiple files from one request. In this test, I ask for a full AI Fire content package, planning deck, PDF summary, and Markdown SOP. I would treat this as a starting package, not the final production version, but it saves setup time. Before you use this for real work, there are 3 things I would watch for. First, Gemini cannot edit the original Drive file directly. It creates a new version instead, like a V2 or copy. That can be safer, but it also means you need to check which file is the final one. The second thing is about slides and PowerPoint style files. Slides can still need design cleanup, and sometimes it can even create corrupted files. And the third one matters most when the output includes data. Gemini can turn a sheet into a clean PDF report, but charts and recommendations still need review. If the source data has missing values, draft videos, or unusual numbers, check them before sharing the report. The biggest shift is that Gemini is starting to connect with where work actually happens. Drive, docs, sheets, slides, and downloadable files now become part of the workflow. The practical move is simple. Don't only ask Gemini for an answer. Ask it for the file you actually need. Subscribe to AI Fire if you want more AI workflows that go from prompt to real output. I'll keep testing Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT updates so you can see what is actually useful for work. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.